Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News. It's Wednesday, October 5th. We have all you need to know about zoning changes coming to Centre County, as well as details on the arrest of a Cumberland resident.
We also have more on a controversial arrest warrant in the county, along with entertainment, sports, and weather. Stay tuned.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Cameron Lobley.
And I'm Jessica Heisey.
A State College golf resort is considering zoning changes to accommodate a major redevelopment project. State College Friends, the owners of Toff Trees Golf Resort, is seeking to increase the maximum building height and the number of residential units in the area. They're hoping the estimated $50 million redevelopment will breathe new life into the Patton Township property. Back in August, the Patton Township Board of Supervisors sponsored 2 state grant applications for the project. And last Wednesday, the board referred zoning change requests to the Planning Commission for review.
The owners of the Old Main Frame Shop and Gallery are retiring at the end of the year. They are currently searching for an interested buyer to take over the store. After 45 years in business, Janet McKenna and Marie Labrizzi have announced their retirement date as December 31st. In 2020, the shop moved to its new location at Ferguson Square on West College Ave in State College. The custom framing shop and art gallery will continue to take orders in person or online through November 30th.
An arrest warrant in a decades-long case in Centre County has recently begun to face scrutiny in court. The warrant is part of an investigation spanning back as far as 1995, when a woman was attacked and raped along South Pugh Street in State College. The warrant eventually led to the arrest of Scott Williams last October, but Williams' legal team says that it fails to meet legal standards. If the warrant is dismissed, Williams' charges likely will be too. It was one of the first in the country to be filed as a John Doe warrant. The file noted that the John Doe in question shared the DNA profile compiled from the scene. Hearings are scheduled for this upcoming December and January.
A Cumberland County resident is currently facing charges after allegedly stealing approximately $88,000 from an elderly family member he was the caretaker for. David Bilbay diverted money from the victim for personal use, and after refusing to appear at his arraignment, he was taken into custody in Centre County on August 5th. He was charged with financial exploitation of an older adult or care-dependent person, theft by unlawful taking, theft by deception, and theft by failure to meet the required disposition of funds. With no football game this weekend, you can take the time to enjoy the great outdoors. Connor Friedoff with Campus Weather Service will let you know what to expect in this week's weather report. Take a look.
From the students of Penn State Meteorology, here is your Penn State Campus Weather Service forecast.
Good evening, I'm Campus Weather Service meteorologist Connor Friedoff here with your PSN News forecast. Taking a look here at our camera at Beaver Stadium, a nice clear 70 degrees, pristine conditions out by the stadium. If you can notice down here, some of the trees starting to change color. Big news for our fall foliage enthusiasts. The leaves are starting to change. It's starting to look a whole lot like fall out there. As we take a look, some more information we have for you right now. Dew point is sitting at 37 degrees. Explains that very dry feeling in the air and how we have pretty much no clouds in the sky as of right now and perfect visibility. Just a breeze out of the north-northwest at about 7 miles per hour. What kind of headlines are we looking at right now? Well, this warm-up seems to be taking center stage as we see temperatures bounce by up to 20 degrees in some parts of the state. Some scattered drizzle in the eastern portions of the state have put a bit of a damper on this warm-up, but they haven't done too much to ruin any kind of evening plans. And also, this weekend coming up, going to be a bit mild, nothing crazy, but we're going to be seeing temperatures go back down to the upper 50s, lower 60s as we progress through the week. Now, sitting in a nice 68 in State College, some parts of the state's feeling a little bit more chilly, Johnstown and Selinsgrove at 62, and parts of the northwestern portion of the state seeing a bit more warmer conditions, Du Bois at 68 and Clearfield at 71. If we look at the west of the state, As you can see, that northwestern portion sitting 68 degrees, but in Williamsport, we're up to 70 degrees. But that eastern portion of the state, take a look here, 63 Scranton, 62 Allentown. Some of those regions have still been seeing some drizzle. So again, there's that damper on the temperature as we make our way through the day. But here is the main storyline today. The 23-degree temperature difference in State College, 22 in Williamsport. It's mainly the central portions, the northern tier, and the upper Susquehanna Valley that have been seeing a lot of these temperature changes. Only 5-degree difference in Erie, but they are near the lake, so it is a little bit less robust of a temperature change up there. But much of the state seeing very dramatic double-digit temperature increases in the last 24 hours. The main storyline, of course, we've seen that warm up after the remnants of Hurricane Ian moved all the way through. Take a look, see all this rain, some of these yellows and oranges in Scranton and Allentown. We saw some small-scale flooding in some of these regions. Many were caught off guard. However, the remnants do appear to be moving offshore. So now the rain threat and flood threat have sort of dissipated along with it. In the future, how are we looking moving into the evening? Temperatures do go back down into the high 40s and the low 50s, all the way down to 48 in Johnstown and 49 in Franklin, 50 here in State College. As we move through, those temperatures continue to stay low. At one point, temperatures will be 37 in Scranton. I know it says 41 there, but the frost line is at about 36 degrees. So in some of the higher elevations in the northeastern portion, so the Poconos, Blue Mountains, and Anthracite country, could be seeing some frost. So if you're getting up early on Thursday and you're in one of those regions, take a look and see if you see any frost on the ground. It could be one of the first frosts of this fall season. As we move through, some clouds start to make their way through. So we will be seeing some of these more mild and warm conditions in the eastern portions of the state. You can see all the way down in Philadelphia, 75 degrees, 73 in Allentown and Harrisburg. But we still are seeing 60s in the western portion of the state, mainly due to this moderate cloud cover throughout the region. Looking at the rest of the country here, at least the eastern portion of the country, you do see some clouds still hang around in PA as they move through. And you see that minor rain threat, just a little bit of showers moving through the region on Friday. After that, the weekend should be looking calm and clear. Just a couple of clouds, and as we move from Saturday into Sunday, practically barely anything moving over the state of Pennsylvania. Just mainly some clouds in the middle Appalachians, sort of springing up through here. But Sunday, we'll be seeing those clear skies. That'll be in the 7-day as well. Tonight, 48 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Nothing crazy in terms of course, any kind of weather makers going on. Just a light breeze out of the northwest. I know we were able to shed some of our jackets today in the afternoon, but we'll have to put them back on our evening commute. It's going to be a bit chilly, so please be mindful of that on your way back from work or school. Tomorrow we'll be looking at, again, a nice warm up back up to 59, sort of on the line between chilly and pleasant for some. And again, those skies remain mostly cloudy, but we do have a breeze coming out of the northwest, so we could be seeing some, again, that fall chill starting to make a return. Of course, the 7-day showing here, just a 72 on Thursday. Savor that. That could be one of the last 70-degree plus days, of fall, at least at the end of 2022. As we see there, consistent 50s and later 60s into next week. After that brief shower threat on Friday, Saturday, afterwards, nothing but sun. Some of the temperatures, however, at night could get down into the mid-30s, which does spell frost for some areas. Saturday into Sunday, we could be seeing some frost in the region as well. Be mindful of that. But next week, looking to see a brief warm-up back into the 60s, just a little bit more pleasant conditions than we're used to in this time of fall. From the Campus Weather Service studios, I'm meteorologist Connor Friedhoff, wishing you a wonderful evening.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm AJ Sisson with your sports update. The number 6 Penn State women's soccer team couldn't find their stride against Ohio State on Sunday. The Nittany Lions lost 3-0 to the unranked Buckeyes. Despite the Lions outshooting them 20-15, Ohio State found 3 goals during the second half. The blue and white found themselves with many opportunities to score, including 6 corner kicks within the first 20 minutes of second half play. However, their efforts could not be rewarded. To add insult to injury, the defense fell apart after the 73rd minute as all 3 Buckeye goals came afterwards. The women's soccer team falls to 7-3-2 on the season and dropped to number 16 on the United Soccer Coaches poll. They'll look to refresh this weekend as they take on the Terrapins in Maryland on Sunday. The women's ice hockey team split their games this weekend in Appleton Arena, falling 4-0 on Friday against the number 4 Minnesota Duluth Bulldogs. However, they rebounded on Saturday against the unranked St. Lawrence Saints, beating them 4-1. The Lions came into the weekend looking to remain at or go above a .500 winning percentage. Yet the Lions gave the Bulldogs their first nationally ranked win this season. And on Saturday, against the Saints, Courtney Correa carried the Lions on her back, notching her first career hat trick. However, junior Alyssa Machado scored the game winner off a forced turnover in the middle frame, her first goal of the season and Penn State's first program victory over St. Lawrence. The Lions will return home this weekend to face the number 6 ranked Colgate Raiders in a 2-game set at Pagula. And the end of the MLB regular season is tonight, and the playoff picture is already set. The NL East found their victors last night as the Braves beat the Marlins 2-1 to clinch the division and solidifying the NL playoff seedings. The Mariners and the Phillies both broke the MLB's longest playoff droughts this season, as Seattle hasn't had a postseason berth since 2001, when Ichiro Suzuki was just a rookie. Meanwhile, Philadelphia has not seen the playoffs since 2011, leaving the Los Angeles Angels and the Detroit Tigers with the longest droughts since 2015. Wildcard action begins this Friday, and in the new postseason format, all teams will play. After such a historic 2022 regular season, fans are hoping for the postseason to be much of the same. That's all for your sports update. After the break, Anna Meyer has the latest updates from the entertainment world. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Anna Meyer with your entertainment update. You may know her as Chloe's mom from the hit reality TV show Dance Moms. Christy Lukasiak made a guest appearance at Penn State this past Monday. She spoke at the Downtown Theater to participate in the university's Panhellenic Circle of Sisterhood Week event. During the Q&A portion of her event, she said that all the harsh things Abby Lee said and the several catfights featured were not scripted and were in fact real. She also mentioned that off camera, all of the girls got along. Besides discussing her time on Dance Moms, she advised the audience to never let someone or yourself put you down. Penn State's production of Metamorphosis opened up last night in the Pavilion Theater. This play combines the Greek mythology tales of Midas, Orpheus, and Aphrodite into a heart-wrenching story of the perks of being human. This production is one like no other, as the actors will be in an onstage pool during the duration of the play. Metamorphosis will be premiering until the 15th of October, and you can get your tickets at the door or at the Penn State School of Theater website. Every Friday, vendors and customers alike flock to the Downtown State College Farmers Market on Locust Lane. From fresh-baked goods to locally grown produce, this weekly market has it all. Field reporter Abby Rokovich has more.
The market offers over 15 vendors with a variety of goods from coffee, fresh flowers, produce, and more. But the goods aren't even the best part. The vendors are what really make this place so special.
I'm really happy in fall, honestly. I love how the weather's nice and the leaves are changing. It's beautiful.
I really like the farmers market. I think it's really cute and cool that Penn State does this.
To learn more about the vendors and the produce that's in season, check out the market's Instagram at State College Farmers Market or head to their website. We hope to see you guys here soon. This is Abby Rokovich reporting from PSN News.
The Center County-based market will continue to run through November. If you've been keeping up with the Kardashians recently, then you know that Kim has found herself in some legal trouble. Kim's clothing brand Skims is being sued by the Security and Exchange Commission for marketing a crypto asset sold by Ethereum Max without disclosing that she was paid to do so. Kim failed to mention that she was paid $250,000 while posting this ad on social media. Celebrities are all required by law to tell the public how much they are getting paid when it comes to investing in securities. That's all for your entertainment update. After the break, interview anchor Emma Goldkoff will be speaking to Thon Public Relations Director Megan Dalo. Stay tuned.
Good evening. I'm Emma Goldkoff, and alongside me is Thon Public Relations Director Megan Dalo. Megan, thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. So to get started, can you tell me a little bit about what Thon is and what its purpose is?
Yes. So Thon is the largest student-run philanthropy in the world committed to enhancing the lives of children and families impacted by childhood cancer. Our organization is fueled by 16,500 student volunteers at Penn State University that work throughout the year to raise funds and spread awareness of Thon's mission in the hopes of beating childhood cancer. The work we do supports Four Diamonds families at Penn State Health Children's Hospital financially by both funding their medical bills to ensure they see not a single one, and we fund critical research that one day will lead to a cure for childhood cancer. In addition to that, we provide emotional support to these families throughout the year by engaging with them, being a light in their cancer journey, and overall, we just work to one day eradicate childhood cancer.
Sounds amazing. And what is your role as the Public Relations Director?
So as the Public Relations Director, I have the incredible opportunity of overseeing the Public Relations Committee. The Public Relations Committee is comprised of 28 captains and over 80 different committee members that work to serve as the voice of Thon and spread awareness of our mission on a local, state, and national level. We work with media, operate Thon's various social media platforms and accounts, and execute various fundraising and awareness campaigns throughout the year. In addition to this, we uphold Thon's unique brand identity and captivate our audiences through it with all written, digital, and visual content and promotion. And above all, we just hope to share the stories of members of the Thon community and spread them across the country and around the globe.
Yeah, and you're talking about these captains and committees, so how do you guys all work together to create this massive event?
Yes, so I think working together is the most important aspect of it. Not one committee could do it alone. We couldn't do it without every single volunteer we have. So I think communicating across different committees is really important. I think we do this by just having a really quick turnaround time for Thon. Thon weekend will take place in February, and that is considered the end of the Thon year, but there really is no end. It is a year-long effort. So the executive committee, which is what I have the opportunity to be a part of, is selected in April, and then Thon captains are selected in both at the end of April and in the beginning of September with the new school year. And then most recently, Thon committee members were actually just selected for this year, this past Sunday, which is so exciting. So I think just making sure that we're selecting very passionate student volunteers that are willing to put time towards such an important cause and collaborate is so important. So I'd say it's our team and how we are able to work together that makes it the most effective.
Yeah, and you're talking about people being hired in April and September. So how other ways are you starting to prepare this early in advance?
Yes, so like I said, it is a year-long effort. We really hit the ground running, and we don't miss a single beat, and we try to be that year-long support for our families. One of the things that I think we do is get acclimated to our positions early, so then when the school year starts and we're starting to roll out different events and prepare for Thon weekend, we really are ready to get into it. Thon is a year-long effort, like I said, and right now we're preparing for Thon weekend, which is in February, but we're also rolling out a variety of different pre-Thon events and campaigns, and a lot of exciting stuff that happens throughout the year is what we're working on now, leading up to Thon weekend.
And what are examples of those different fundraisers and campaigns that you guys are starting now?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I could never name all of the events and all of the efforts and fundraisers we do because there are too many to count. And that's really what makes our fundraising and awareness efforts so strong throughout the year is the effort our volunteers put into making sure something is always happening for our families. But a couple notable ones are the Thon 5K powered by PNC. That is taking place on October 16th on campus this year in just about a week and a half, which is really exciting. So participants come from across the state and across the country really to run the Thon 5K. Four Diamonds families are in attendance, and there's a lot of stage performances, different games, food, and a lot of just different events to really create a special day for Four Diamonds families. That is the biggest pre-Thon event, but in addition to that, we have the 100 Days Till Thon celebration that is held in the hub on campus, and it really marks a huge milestone for us, 100 Days Till Thon weekend. So that'll be November 9th. And in addition to that, we also have the Thon Family Carnival that takes place in December, and that's one of Thon's only events that is not fundraising focused at all. It really is solely existing to give our families a special day and just to create special moments with them. So that's an exciting one. We have the Thon Showcase in January, which is similar to a talent show to really showcase the talents of members of the Thon community, which is exciting, and that's sponsored by KCF Technologies downtown. And we have a variety of different athletic events throughout the year. So Penn State Athletics is so gracious and such an incredible partner in the fight for us, and they allow us to have Thon games. So that really started with the Thon Spikes game, the first weekend we got back from school, the State College Spikes game, and it really will extend through a variety of different events, all the way until the Thon basketball game, the Thon men's basketball game, which is better known as Thon Hoops. Those are a couple different events, and in terms of campaigns, we have so many different fundraisers always going on, but a big one that's coming up for us, which we really are excited about, is the Dream Forward campaign. That is Thon's biggest fundraising campaign throughout the year. And this year we have the goal of raising $700,000 in 17 days during that campaign. That'll extend from October 24th to November 9th. So we're really excited to get student volunteers, alumni, supporters, donors, families, every single member of the Thon community involved in that special 3 weeks.
Yeah, that all sounds amazing. And you're a senior here at Penn State, so how do you balance your student responsibilities with your Thon responsibilities?
Yeah, so something that Thon volunteers, we always say to really keep ourselves grounded in our academics is we need to make sure we're putting the student in student-run philanthropy. We are students first. We are person first, student second, Thon volunteer third is the classic, say at every single meeting with my captains. Just need to take time to really prioritize school. That is why we're here. Sometimes being a Thon volunteer is very busy, especially as a member of the executive committee, and Thon truly is my passion, and I'd love to just do Thon work around the clock, but it's really important to me to make sure that I'm meeting the academic requirements that I have and setting myself up for success long after my years here at Penn State. So I think just really budgeting in that time and always making it a priority allows me to really wear both hats as a student and a volunteer.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Megan. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Next up, Cameron and Jessica will bring us the latest news from across the nation. We'll be right back.
5 murders over the past few months. That's what's been sparking concerns in the Stockton, California community. Police are saying they could be the result of a serial killer. Between July and late September, 5 men were ambushed under the cover of darkness and fatally shot in North Stockton. Authorities say that evidence found at the scenes has shown these killings to be connected. Now Stockton police are asking for the community's help after releasing an image from video surveillance showing who they believe to be a person of interest. Stockton officials have offered an $85,000 reward for information that leads to an arrest in the investigation.
The capital murder trial for Billy Shamirmir began on Monday in Dallas, Texas. The 49-year-old was arrested in 2018 after being accused of killing an 81-year-old woman, and he was indicted on 11 additional counts of capital murder in May of 2019. After his arrest, the charges began to grow as police re-examined multiple deaths of older people. By June of 2022, he had been indicted for over 22 murders. He is accused of smothering elderly women either in their homes or senior living centers and then stealing their jewelry.
Police are continuing the search today for the suspect involved in the shooting at a high school football game in Tulsa. Authorities say a 17-year-old was killed and another was injured after shots were fired near McLean High School's homecoming game against Miami High School. The suspect has been described as a 17-year-old male, and authorities are considering him armed and dangerous. Tulsa police say that homicide detectives are actively working this case, and they hope the public will be able to help with the investigation. Miami Superintendent Nick Highsmith has also announced that the school will no longer play at McLean after the event.
Multiple high school football games in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania and Philadelphia were called off due to potential threats. The Plymouth White Marsh home football game was postponed an hour before kickoff after the district received an anonymous tip of a potential threat of harm at the game. This tip was received by the district from the PA Safe to Say Something line, which was launched in 2019 as a way to prevent school shootings and violence. 2 additional high schools in Montgomery County and Southwest Philly also called off their varsity games after their school officials announced unspecified potential threats of violence. That concludes our show tonight at PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.